Hello everyone, I am the HalfWit Brit and this is Banished. And first thing off, sorry for the delay in episodes. I've been able to rethink about a couple of things for the channel and I've got some things kind of in motion, but I'm just going to carry on with Banished in the time being. Just want to kind of change the way I present my videos a little bit, but you're not going to see anything initially. That's things I'm going to be working on. Anyway, first and foremost with our current build. So I'm going to pause momentarily. As you can see, we have a trade boat here. We have pigs. I'm actually tempted. Now, we don't have anything to kind of deal with the pigs, but just think of an additional food source. That may be kind of worth it. So 6 pigs is going to set us back, because that's how many they're offering, 3,600. Now we can trade that in flowers, which is just brilliant, because flowers kind of come free, don't they? So I don't have to worry about that. So we can trade those. I could order stuff for next time, but I don't want to do that. So I guess I need to now figure out what I'm going to do with the pigs. I'm going to venture a guess that they go into a pasture. I really hope that they do go into a pasture, because I, seemingly don't have anything else. There's other things we can put them in, possibly, but we'll go with a generic pasture. We do have a butcher's somewhere, unless I removed it. Maybe it's there, and we'll possibly use that at some point. So just sort of thinking about the sort of lay of the land. We've got forester and gatherers over here and hunters. We got another fisherman hut coming in here, and we'll talk about this building in a second here. The fodder wood, or fodder firewood converter, I guess you could call it. I'm currently building one next to it because apparently I put it in the wrong way around. Yeah, so we're going to see if that fixes the production issues. So then, just with that thought, where would I put any kind of farm land? Now, I want to build a massive town down here. Now, there's nothing to say that I can't build some farmland in this sort of area over here. There's currently nothing going on. And obviously we do have a market here, so it sort of makes sense. Now, I have no clue what the best size pasture is, or field, because it's been so long. 11 by 11 seems to come to mind, or 10 by 10, I can't quite remember, but I'll go with 11 by 11. Please feel free in the comments to correct me if I am wrong there. And we have a tiny shortage of stone. I say stone, there's plenty of it lingering around the map, but I'm just going to use the standard road just for the time being. It's a dirt road. It is. Let's unpause it. So hopefully, and if we tell them to prioritize this pasture, there we go. All they've basically got to do over there is remove the trees, so with any luck that should work. Memory kind of doesn't serve me very well in this area, and I'm trying to think to myself, well, for one, the pigs ain't moving, that's a little bit worrying, but two, do we need to provide food for them? I'm not sure. I am concerned that I've used the wrong building for those, so we'll have to keep a close eye on them because I don't want to lose them. Make sausages out of venison. Okay, so make chops from pork. So that butchers can technically do everything we need it to do. The only issue is it's not got much in the way of resources currently. We've got some bear meat. I don't know if we can do anything with that. Is there an option? Bison. Oh, bear, there you go. Make some steaks. There, sounds perfect. I'm assuming that trader will disappear in due course. That's fine. How far are we on with this building? We're at 40%. We currently have 5 builders and 7 labourers. I suppose the main issue we've got here is we probably need to expand our houses, because yeah, we have quite a few people that are old enough. But oh wow, 66. Yes, that person's reaching a ripe old age. But we don't have anywhere for these people to move, so it's something I need to sort of think about a little bit here. I am quite happy with these little stone sort of paths that they've put in here. They do suit quite nicely, but we do need to think about more housing. So I'm probably going to stick with this style of housing, which I think was red ketchup. Again, I'm just going to use the dirt roads temporarily because yes. A little bit of an issue with stone until I go and collect it all, that is. I'm probably going to leave like a double spacing between there, and we'll go sort of like this. I'm going to leave, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think 3 would, actually, if I put a little dirt road through the middle there, and then say if we leave a space sort of that wide. This is here just so I know where I'm up to. And I'm going to line up the back of the house with that, I think. Now, I'm guessing these buildings will require, let's have a quick nosy, probably stone, which is going to be a minor problem. I don't think, oh, we're in the wrong buildings here, aren't I? Let's have a look. If we go into the community tab, red ketchup, and I think it's this one, or is it medieval town? Yeah, I think it's this one. Perfect. Yeah, because I want to leave a tiny bit of a gap, so that's, yeah, that's about right for us, I think. Obviously different style houses here, but I'm not too fussed initially, but I might kind of keep the similar sort of pattern here that we've got going on. So, oh, wait a minute, it's going to upstairs, we'll need to have that side, so that needs at least one. This is the confusing bit now because of the way they work. Getting the upstairs in place properly. So if we say a space there, that I'm guessing is about right. This obviously won't line up. Now, if I were to put a third floor in there, I'd actually need to leave a tiny bit more space. So maybe we could do that actually. Let's just consider that for a moment. Let me remove this. And if we go back into there, red ketchup, medieval town, and the first floor. So we kind of drag that across. So one for upstairs, or one for the upstairs, so one for the top floor of the other. Do I want to leave any more space there? I don't think so, because when I put that in, it should line up. So we're going to have these ones a tiny bit taller, just because as we're moving towards this building, I don't want the buildings to look too small, but I don't also want them to be too imposing against it. But I think 3-story house would look sort of okay next to those. We do need to get some kind of bush and things along there. And just speaking of decorative stuff, if I can remember which menu it was under, but one of these, I found like some kind of clusters of plants, and I was like, wow, I've never seen them before. It's a simple thing sometimes that are just the most effective. There's so many things, so that's the problem. I could be here all day looking for them. But once I find them later on, I will definitely put them in. I can't think which one it was. It could be absolutely any of these. But there's some really cool stuff in some of these. When you go through, they don't always appear in all of the menus, which is just something to bear in mind. Just sometimes maybe go into the community toolbar and just take a look-see and see what you can find. So here we go, under kid, we can see there's these, what are classed as hedgerows, but it's obviously a different time of year, so these will look different. But I'm going to drop one of these in. I have a weird feeling you can actually work in these buildings. Yeah, there we go. So it produces food, apparently. So if I put a person in here, I should say, yeah, I was going to say a family, but a person, there we go. I'm not too sure how it works exactly, but there is different ones in here, and they are kind of nice, to be fair. It is a weird time of year, obviously, so we can't really see the flowers, so I'm not going to put any more of those in. Actually, I'll tell a lie. I'm going to put that one in just to see how it looks, but I'm more than happy to do my own kind of decoration through here, but we'll see how that kind of turns out. And I do need to put some additional paths in here. I don't know if I want to make this a double. May do it because we've got double through the middle, or maybe just keep the middle a double and just have a crossing every so often. We'll see about that. How else are we getting on with everything else? Here we are. So let's just take a look at this woodcutter. Currently, last year it's done 8, this year it's done 12. Now, fodder, wherever it may be, it's all vanished again. That would explain it. Where on earth has it gone? Yeah, there's some old components. That's from the boat, isn't it? There's some weirdness sort of going on with fodder. I feel like it's something to do with this building. I think this building doesn't like it, and it usually like spits it out all over the pathway. But we have the building in the right way around now, so with that sort of thought there, let's get rid of this building here. That should free up the person for this. Oh, maybe not, unless I've missed something. How are we doing with this fishing dock? Still got some logs and stone to go over there, but that's fine. And as for the pigs, they are moving now. That's a positive sign. They are alive. So all of this is currently in the process of being cleared. That is a lot of resources. I may just reduce the builders to 2 for a moment, just to give a few more like spaces to the laborers. And what are you? woodcutter. Yeah, do you know what? I thought it was a little bit strange. It wanted an additional one, so let's drop that back down. Awesome. And what are you? You're also... Did I have 2 in there? Maybe I did. I must have done. There we are. So we now got 10. Actually, we'll up the builders to 3. Perfect. Food-wise, not too bad at the moment. It's not the best. Did we make any bear steaks? Oh, here we go. So we got 64 bear meat and 72 bear steaks. So that is going to keep them satiated at least for a little bit longer. Right, let me get these things done and I'll be right back. I just had a random thought about the thatch. Now, obviously, it's not in here. Now, what on earth did I do with it? Then I remembered. I put it all in here to be traded, didn't I? So maybe if we reduce this down just a little bit, so maybe put this to, what would be at 3,500. So if we set this to 3,000, I think at least it'll keep the majority of it in here, and hopefully the rest will come out and find its way into this building here. But they didn't produce much last year, and even with the meager amount of fodder they currently have, so they've currently got 22. 1 person in here, bearing in mind there was 2 previously. They've already made 8, and I think, what was it? Was it 16 or something? It wasn't, you know, very high numbers. I completely forgot about the schoolroom as well. We have that, or should I say schoolhouse. 1-room schoolhouse. I'm reading it sort of back to front, inside out. But we have everything we need there. I have no clue. We got the tailor. Where on earth were we producing those? Aha, the saw pit. Okay, so construction limits at 1,000, but that's probably a little bit too high for the time being, to be perfectly fair. So I'm going to drop that to 100 because construction limit is obviously based on various resources. I'm guessing bricks would be included in that, for example, and I don't want it completely full with timber. So, or lumber. So yeah, I think 100 is probably a good number. Do we have this complete yet? No. So we're currently waiting on some logs for that, which we do have. So that is a positive thing. And just while I sort of think about that, let's clear out some of these and just make sure we really have. In fact, I should probably take the stone as well, because we definitely need that. There we are. Perfect. And our new schoolhouse is complete. As you can see, we can upgrade it. We don't have the capability of doing such a thing right now, but that's fine. We'll have them in there. We currently have 2 schools, I suppose, so I'm going to leave that be, but we probably need to remove that one at some point. Currently no students in there. I'm wondering, actually, if I do remove this one, will they all go there? Let me see what happens. Yes, okay. Nice and simple. We'll do that. It just makes a little bit more sense. We have a priest in here. We have 68 members. That's working nicely for us. Oh, here we go. So we're in early spring, and we still got the same sort of berries on the trees. What are we producing? Apples, oats, strawberries, rose hips. I have a tiny suspicion this could be a little bit overpowered. We'll keep an eye on it, and if it is, we may remove it, because I don't want to be producing food like ridiculously easy. I know there's certain things you can place in this game. A case in point for that would probably be the hunting blind. It does produce ridiculous numbers of food. How are we doing with this? Yeah, I put an extra fisherman in here, and we've almost doubled our production of food in that area. And the village fishing dock. I like the look of this building. That's the main reason I placed that, and it seems to be doing the job. We do have quite a bit of fodder in here, and yeah, they've produced way more firewood than before, so I guess me having it back to front probably didn't help at all. There's quite a lot of fodder just lingering around at the moment as well, so I could go and pinch that if I wanted to. But first, let's pause the game. Now let's hope we can have pigs. There we go. I'm assuming 1 farmer will be fine for this, so clearly we're going to get textiles as well. Yep, okay, so that's going to be food and textiles. Excellent. Now there is a medieval town butcher, which follows the kind of same design of these houses, so potentially there's something we could add over here. I am actually really liking the look of this area. It does look pretty good. See, we have bees around here as well. Does that mean we get honey? I'm guessing not. I do like this, but I feel like I may have to remove it. We'll see. Again, we'll just keep a close eye on it. The only problem we're having here is that these houses are just not being built, which is a little bit of a problem. What else are we building currently? We're working on this. That could be why. Maybe it's 3 of 6 builders. So let's just up the amount of builders. Oh, we'll go for 6. We're not really doing much else. We could gather the fodder here. I don't think that's classed as a wild food. No, it's not. Oh, there you go. Collect fodder. There's an actual option for it. So we'll clear some of the fodder out because we're definitely going to use it for the time being. And our piggies have not made their way over yet. It doesn't look like. Let's see. Are they still sat in the dock? They are. Could that be something to do with the farmer? Possibly. Oh, are they actually called farmers? Let's have a see. Can we... Oh, herdsman, there we go. So what are you currently doing? You are going to work. So I'm wondering, once you arrive there, will the pigs leave here? Quite possibly. So our pigs have finally made it over here. And there's obviously going to be no meat produced currently because we have 6 of 7. This one's trying to make an escape. It's not going to get very far at all, I don't think. And we have also the other, I guess you could call it flower bed thing. It's got corn and all sorts of stuff in here, so I don't know if it will produce all these different things. They are pretty, but I am going to remove those in due course. We do have a house over here now as well, which you can see quite a bit of an age difference there, but not too bad. That will work for us from a population point of view. But what we do need to do, if I go into Red Ketchup and start thinking about the 2nd and 3rd floors of these buildings, because we are most definitely going to need them. So we'll do that and the 3rd, because we've not really expanded it for a while. Have I done that right? So let me just double check the back so I can see. Yeah, it just looks a little bit peculiar because we haven't got the floor below. And this one can go on there, but it won't do it until we've removed the road there. But we don't want to expand too quick, but conversely, we don't want to expand too slow that we're not really growing our population enough, which is a potential problem. I was just taking a look through some of the trees that we have here, and I quite like these maple trees. I'm thinking we may go with those. Now, there's different colours. I don't know if these change with the seasons. There is a possibility that they will. So I'm just going to kind of work my way. In fact, what do they need to be built with? Is that a seed of some description? Okay, so maybe I can't do those yet. But yeah, I don't know. I need to see if you know, they will change colour, because not everything is autumnal. Autumnal? Perennial? What's the word? Evergreen. There we go. We get there at the end. Quite a few different flower words that I came out with there, but yeah. So we also need to think about some fencing. Now, we're probably going to go with the safe bet here, I guess. The original sort of fencing. I just wanted something around this sort of area, and this sort of works for us. Now, the only thing that I'm kind of concerned about, is there a double... Oh, there is a double arch. Perfect. Now, do I just go with the plain green one? I think I will, but I'll set that back just a little bit. I know this stuff's not important, but I need to kind of see some progress, I guess. I want to keep things moving and do it as many little bits as possible, just so it kind of feels like we're actually getting somewhere. There we go. We'll put those in. Now, I'm often getting issues with stone being low. Now, there is lots and lots on the surface that we can actually go and get, but I am considering getting maybe a little quarry going, just so we can constantly produce it, because again, this much being on the surface is probably slightly unrealistic, but I feel like, yeah, we need to sort of do something with a quarry. But also, I'm thinking about here, we currently don't have a graveyard, so maybe that's something we should consider as well. So there's lots of different ones. You've got fenceless ones, zombie tombstone, I don't even know, Japanese. There's quite a few. I don't know what the difference is between them all. Village cemetery, maximum 30 by 30, requires 1 stone, 1 work to build. Tombstones will remain in cemetery for 4 to 6 years. What's the difference? Fenceless? I prefer the fenceless one. We might try this. I have no clue how this will work or look. So if we kind of... Oh, I can't rotate the camera at the same time. Here we go. Let's try that again. So leave maybe 1. So that's not even a path there. So 1, 2, 3. Probably about there. That's probably about right. And I think, because it is going to be a fairly big town when we think about it. So maybe 15 by 20. That leaves me a little bit of space. I'm guessing that's a happiness bonus. But it leaves me a little bit of space that I can, you know, put a wall and things around. I think there's a bit of a save there. Perfect. That's all working. And the fence is also starting to come together. That's nice. We got an extra piglet yet? No, that's unfortunate. But looking along here, yep, we have another family moved in. That is excellent. We've not managed to remove this yet, which is a little bit annoying. Stone-wise, I think we will... Do we give them a garden? Ooh. We could give them a little bit of space out front maybe, but then we got the upstairs. Maybe not then. Getting ahead of myself here. I love the decoration side of things. I do want to keep a bit of space if I'm going to have houses across the road here. I don't want them too close together. I mean, I could, realistically, but I think here it just gives a nice bit of space so we can actually see what's going on. There we go. We'll connect those up like so. I might put things like places for them to wash their clothes and things like that in the middle. I think that probably makes a sort of, yeah, it probably makes sense. They don't have anywhere to go to toilet either, so we're going to need to put some lavatories in as well. So just taking a look, we can see how much more firewood this building is producing. That is madness, and all because potentially I put it in back to front. Oh, and we also have a trader. Let's have a look at the fish as well. Yeah, over 1,000. I think they were doing about 600 to 700 a year previously, and over here 135. Not as many. We maybe need to look into smoking some of the fish as well. That's something else we can do. What have you got for us? Llamas. I guess they're going to give us wool. But realistically, I want seed. So farm supplier. Do they not give us seeds? So just coming back to take a look at these two things. They do produce a fair amount of stuff. Now, I'm going to leave these to you. I want your opinion. Should I keep them or should I not? Either way, there's going to be trees and bushes and all sorts put down here. I'm more than happy to do that myself. I may even go into a bit of a time lapse to do that. I've not done a time lapse yet, so get that sort of decorative stuff so you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. But yeah, I want an opinion. They're not producing like thousands, but it is quite a bit of food, and I don't want to make the game too easy, if you know what I mean. And there we go, our first 3-story house, and I like kind of the level differences. This is something I need to learn better when I play games like City Skylines, is just getting that kind of the heights right and not having a massive, say, skyscraper next to something as small as, say, the market. But it kind of works, and even having a lower level house next door doesn't look too bad. But I am going to put the additional floor on there because we need the people, basically. Oh, we'll say we need the people, we need the space, and we need to give them the ability to procreate. There's a very nice way of putting it, I guess. Now, do we keep that similar looking, or do we go with a different one? Let's have a nosy through here. I think we'll go with that one. So I'm guessing there's a family in there. There is. Again, quite a bit of an age difference, but that's kind of what's happened now. That's not too bad. Just because I've left them in their houses for too long with no additional space. We are going to need to put some more of these in as well. It's something to consider, but as you can see, stone is a little bit low. So let me ask them to collect a little bit more. Is that stone or iron? It is stone. And then maybe we take a look at a quarry. It's not a necessity at the moment, but yeah, there is plenty of stone around. We could maybe kind of like fill up on some of this, but I feel like a quarry is something we're going to have to do. So what does a quarry come under? I feel like it's under this one. Yep, mines and quarries. So ooh, we have like fully... Is this the original? I think that's the original building, isn't it? But that will be iron and coal. Yep, quarry. That is a big building. I don't want one quite that big. What else do we have? Is that that's a coal pit as well? You can see that red circle. I know that's not a good thing. Red generally isn't. Iron ore. What have we got here? Tunnel mines. What today? Coal and iron. Extract stone, coal, or iron. Yeah, that needs the side of some kind of mountain as well. We've got a tiny quarry. That's not too bad, to be fair. Salt and stone mine. Again, you see, that's not too bad, but that area of effect is ridiculously big. Build a tiny mine. Doesn't say what that produces. I'm guessing maybe everything. We got a village mine. I kind of like that. Does that need to be on... Oh, it can be anywhere. I thought it might need to be sort of sat on the side of a mountain. I guess we can kind of do that. What does that actually give us? That can give us... iron, ore, and coal. So no... Okay, that's no use to us. A village quarry. Oh my goodness. I mean, that sort of makes sense. But that is just humongous. There's just so much. So like, give me a second. I'm going to have a look through and just see if I can find something that kind of makes sense. Okay, I've decided on this one, the village rock quarry. And there was a couple of reasons why. I like the actual style of it. The aesthetic looks quite good. But then when I was reading it, it says it can be transformed into a resort area or a fish hatchery. And I thought that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of where I live. I mean, they're not there anymore, but there's quite a few lakes that have kind of appeared because of where I think it may be clay. It's quite a clay area that I live. But anyway, where they've dug a resource out of the ground, they've turned them into more recreational areas, and it kind of, yeah, makes a little bit of sense. So the question is, where would we put this? I'm not sure what the orange circle entails. I know the pink generally is good, red is bad, so what the yellow orange, maybe that's an area of effect. I'm just thinking the best place to put this building that's not going to impact too much. I mean, I could have it down here, a bit too close to the water, but then we've also got to think about if we're going to turn it into something afterwards, if it's going to be somewhere to like hatch fish. Maybe over here would be okay. I can probably live with that. It's not too close to the church. So we'll put that in. That needs iron, which we have. That is perfect. Plus it's going to clear some stone as that is constructed. We will actually put a stone road to this maybe. Oh no, we'll start with the dirt road. Oh, we'll at least attempt. There we go. And because of all these stones being in the way, this might be a little bit of fun to shimmy through. We'll do it to there. This only going to be a temporary road because I'm going to put other houses and things in. But we need that there. And the main thing is I'm forgetting to go and clear stone every so often, so at least that should help now. We have the second floor going in. We got plenty of workers. I might actually start thinking about getting some more houses, but we're in a good place for food. What is that? Firewood. Yikes. What's the issue there? Do we have enough thatch? We have 600, so I'm going to put in an additional person into here. It is producing a fair amount, and not massive amounts. What are we doing here? Yeah, we may need to look into something a bit more permanent maybe. But this building should produce enough. Yeah, there's enough lingering around. Oh, what do I see before me? I think that's a domesticated animal. Which means we're going to have milk soon, I guess. Do we have... Yep, we have 3, so that means 4. Which, I'm pretty sure there's a few things you can use them for, but this is like little pens. And I think the one I'm possibly going to go for is the one with cows. And that will give us at least some milk initially before we go into like full-on dairy production at some point. So that's really exciting stuff. That's made me smile from ear to ear. We also have some more houses going in here. This one is one with the archway through it. So if I remember correctly, yeah. So I can literally go through that one. And the reason I've done that is because of things like this. I don't want this road here in the long term. And we'll probably add another house here. I'm probably not going to go too far across here. I may have enough room to get another house here without impeding or encroaching, should I say, on the church itself. But I think that'll work quite nicely. These coming in now is looking good. I'm probably going to put some flower beds here. I've not decided yet. And this I'll probably bring up and just around the back slightly. But this fountain with this kind of weird, bizarre movement on it looks quite good. I'm not too fond of the size of it, but other than that, that's pretty nice. Things are coming together quite well. What I'm interested in is the next trader when they arrive. Will they offer me seeds, or will it be more animals? And if it is animals, I'm wondering if I have the correct building here or not. And we have our house here with the lovely arch through the middle, but at the same time, we also got a trader, so this could answer the question. Oh no, there we go. Excellent. So pause the game. Mango seeds, kale, fodder thatch seeds. I laugh, but I probably should buy that because we're going to need to produce our own later on. Now the question is there a specific building that produces that? Probably. But I'll buy it anyway because it is quite cheap. And then we got sunflower seeds, cabbage, kale and mango. I don't know what they call it. I suppose it's a Mediterranean climate here, so mango sort of makes sense. The question is, can we afford all this? That's 3,000, so that would be all of our fodder from here. Oh, and we can't quite afford the cabbage. Would I prefer cabbage over mangoes? Probably. So I think we'll go for those two on this one, and that means 3,000. So we'll do 2,000 there of the flowers, and we'll take 1,000 of the fodder. Now the issue is I don't want to use all of the fodder that we have. However, we can actually restock on that. I mean, we're quite busy doing quite a lot of things, but there is fodder currently lingering around, so we may just top up. Oh, I'm going to regret doing this, I'm telling you. but yes, we could do that. That is probably a smart move, just from a firewood perspective. I mean, we're at 200. It's not perfect, but it's not disastrous either. How are we getting on over here? This is a huge task. A lot of it is clearing the land here, I guess. Maybe I should stop asking them to build stuff. I'm keeping them super busy. Is that a piglet I see? It is. So does that mean somebody's got... Don't slaughter the piglet. I thought that's what they were doing. No. But that means we will have some pork very soon. Okay, so they do make noise. That threw me off for a second. Just with, you know, that kind of thought there. We could switch this to pork chops. It sounds so bad, but you know, we must eat. Right, the next thing I'm going to do, and as much as I want this done, I'm going to try and focus everyone's energy on this. Because, yeah, we've expanded by how many? 3, 6, 7 houses. I think I just need to give it a little bit of a rest and let the ages and things spread out a little bit, because I don't want loads of people dying at a very similar time. There's only 8 students currently, which is kind of interesting. I'd have expected there to be more than that. The cemetery here is also built. The one that's over here somewhere, does it have any graves? It does. Can I remove that? Okay, I'm assuming that gravestone will disappear at some point. Yes, we need this clear as soon as possible. I can see some people wandering through my village with the grey clothes. Is there more of them? Oh. Are you what I think you are? Are you nomads? Or are you just people that are... I'm not going to click on you to find out. I want the surprise. I have a weird feeling you are. You see, I have a town hall here and here, so let's see what happens here. I mean, they're making a beeline. If it's only 2 people, that is a small amount. But they're definitely heading here. I think they're nomads. Or maybe not. Okay, I'm going to click on... Oh, you are a nomad. Right, you're waiting for your buddies. Oh, here they come. Okay, there is quite a few. They're just lagging behind each other. Oh boy. Well, I do need some extra hands for this. The only problem is there's going to be nowhere for them to live. So let's just pause and think about that. If I take these nomads on, we're going to need a boarding house of sort... Oh, that's too big. But yeah, we're going to need somewhere for them to stay. I'm assuming there is some smaller versions of this or a different style. What have we got in here? Town lodging. That's a boarding house. Wow. A very fancy looking one. And then we got the one house. I remember this one. Decrepit, falling apart. Part of me just wants to use this. Do you know what? I think I'm going to. Because I think, to me, it's kind of funny because it's just... It's in a sorry state, isn't it? let's have their first experience of being with us. Wrong button, here we go. It's not a very pleasant one. We will use that one, I think. And there's the notification. How many? How many do we have? Nomads. Oh, it's only 9 actually. We'll take that. You can see they're all homeless. Some of them possibly could move in, but I think if we get this up and running, they can all go into that. And we have a tool issue, but we have plenty of tools, so I'm not completely worried about that. I am going to, however, just add a few more builders in just to speed up some of these things. Obviously, we've got a couple of houses here to deal with as well. They've cleared most of that by the looks of it. It just needs sort of hauling away, but the focus can be on building a building that looks like it's been around for a long time and nobody's cared for it. As we're fast forwarding through here just to get this building, what really makes me laugh is they were not deterred by the fact that I killed the initial bunch of people that tried to move into the town. And here they are, and they actually helped haul most of the resources over there to this local stockpile, which is quite useful because it's right next door to the building that they're going to call home. Should they not die, I can see we have a few children that have just been born as well. Come on, builders. Before they die, before they start starving, we have somebody hungry already. This could end in disaster one more time. I'm going to slow the speed down just as we kind of get there. There we go. So hopefully they will all move into that. Who is hungry? Okay, let me put, what the heck? How did you end up there? So I've managed to kill another nomad, basically. Wonderful. I've no, aha, so you all came from that direction. I guess you were just unfortunate. They must have landed on that side and you're here. Well, I'm sorry, my friend, but there's not much I can do to help you. So I managed to kill one. I guess that's, you know, it's an improvement on the last time. And we can see we're at 72% now on this building. There is 4 builders assigned. So that should happen pretty quickly, to be fair. And these buildings are still waiting on resources. And there we go. Wasn't my fault, okay. Maybe I should build a bridge over there for next time, just in case. But we have quite a few people currently living in here, so we need a massive push on building houses, I think. And there we go. It's quite a nice looking building. I like this. I'm so glad I chose it. Like, I wouldn't even know it was Banished, to be fair, if I'd kind of seen a screenshot of just sort of this building. It's very nice looking. So what do we have here? Let me pause a second. So transform the quarry into a resort area, or transform it into a fish hatchery. I'm guessing that's once we run out of stone. Currently, we've got more stone than this, so I'm going to up this to 300 anyway. I'm going to put 1 person in there. I know it's not a lot, but as it sort of is right now, we're okay. In fact, should I? No, tell a lie. I'll put 2 in there. They've got nothing to do as it stands, but we also probably could do with just somewhere for them to store the stone once they get it out of there, which is this building. I mean, there's lots of options here, but I think we'll just go with generic stone stockpile. And that's one of the clear ones. Yep, that will do nicely for us, just so it doesn't have to be hauled too far. Now, hopefully, the 10 builders we currently have, which I'm going to drop down to 6, should start working on these, which will give us those additional houses. But everything else has gone pretty well. We're in a good place for food. Firewood is in a better place. We're not in a great spot currently for logs or timber. Is it timber? Logs, there we go. But there's a lot more trees here, so you can see they've definitely been planting. Now we've cleared out most of the iron and stuff. It's probably a good idea to get rid of the rest of the iron, collect iron ore, just to make sure that area is nice. And also we'll collect the stone. Yes, that's pretty much everything within their radius, so that should really speed them up. There's obviously only 2 currently working in there. I might actually up that to 3. The can't say it, that building. The apothecary is doing okay. We're getting quite a lot of stuff from the gatherer as well. How is the hunter faring? It's not doing too bad, really, considering. Not too bad at all. We've got a few other bits around here that I need to remove, but I don't really want to develop here as long as the hunter's here, because I don't want any sort of distractions to the animals. I can see that we got 200 pork and 6 leather from one of our rather fat pigs. I don't know what that's translated into, if this butcher has actually done anything. They've got 28 currently, and they've made 120 pork chops so far, so we're getting a lot of different stuff in here. I do feel like, though, because these are all markets, that I may actually put the medieval town butcher in here somewhere. It probably makes sense. It's very close to the pigs, and if I have other animals later on, we may do that. I don't know if I'll possibly wrap this square around here or not. I like the idea if you come off a boat, let's say you're coming in by the port here, which doesn't exist yet, but it will, and as you're kind of coming along, I like the idea as you're walking along here, the building that you see at the end is the town hall, so I don't feel like I necessarily want to block that off. And we have another house built. There we go. So that looks quite good. My goodness, how many children do they have? Blimey. No wonder we're not getting much food from the hunter. They're too busy, yes, enjoying themselves. So clearly we still have people in the boarding houses as well. I need to redevelop this area, but I'm quite enjoying getting on with this. Now, what I am curious about is, because this is a second floor building, I wonder if we go into Red Ketchup, Medieval Town, and go for the third floor. I'm assuming we can do that. We can? But does that look a little bit weird? What happens if we do the second floor? Does that put two houses in one? Kinda does, you know. Because it's a house on a house, realistically, isn't it? I think I could get away with that if I do this. Let me have a look. Yeah, I think if I use this specific building, because we can't see from like a street sort of view, I think we'd get away with that, which is, wait, maybe I shouldn't do it, but it's done. We'll keep you sort of a flat front, and this one, it sticks out a little bit on that side, doesn't it? But it's not too bad. But you see why I left such a gap in the streets, because it is very close together, to be fair. I think we'll give them a little balcony as well. Yeah, once you start having these sort of, what are these guys? Are these called dormers, I think? Or is a dormer more the bit that's kind of on the side of the roof? I'm not sure if it is. I think it is called a dormer. But either way, if you see how far that sort of sticks out, it is to the edge of this path, and if this side had it as well, there isn't actually much space between. Reserve of logs is low. Well, we can remedy that one. We can harvest some trees. We can harvest some of the ones over here and some of the ones here, because we will be working in that area very soon. There we go. There's a lot of people just lingering around the graveyard here. Lovely. But I'm very happy anyway. We managed to accomplish pretty much everything that I had in my mind for this episode. And the fact we've even got this building in as well is perfect, because that is just going to now constantly top up our stone, and we use a lot of stone. We may need to look into working with the forestry a little bit more. Maybe another forestry. Is it called a forestry? Or let me just double check. Yeah, village forester. Now currently it's only 3 in there. I can probably go up to 4 or 5. I think it might be 5. Let's have a look. Yeah. So, you know, we've got a few spare people. I may do that. That could speed it up. But I am tempted to sort of put another one over here, and it will possibly help the hunter. I'm not too sure. But I think any further expansion can wait until the next episode now anyway, because they're all busy chopping down everything that's here, so that should top us up and get us in a good place. Obviously, I've asked a few questions in this episode. The only one I can really recall at the moment is, do we keep these 2 buildings here because they may or may not be too powerful? I want to know what you think, and I guess that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.